I have a complaint to make.
Right. What's your complaint now?
I have a complaint to make. I have a complaint to make. I have a complaint to make. Now,
Go.
if you watched episode 6, or was it 7? Where I talked about O2. Where I talked about O2, my mobile phone carrier. O2. So I've had a fucking nightmare with them again, right? So not only have I called them every month for the last 4 months to try and sort this billing date issue, I needed to change the date on my billing because of a new bank account and whatnot, and it kept going out at the wrong time. So I think it was in November I phoned them up originally and was like, look, can we change the billing date because, you know, I get paid on the 1st and, you know, it's going out on the 20th and, you know, don't have much money then. I'd rather not have to spend 150 quid on a phone bill at the end of the month. So, yeah, no worries at all. We'll fix it. Anyway, December comes, I get billed at, you know, on the 20th. I'm like, this is fucking Christmas time. This is a real inconvenience now. Anyway, so I phoned them up again. They sorted it. January came by, it happened again. And I'm just losing my shit by this point. Anyway, February came, it happened again.
Oh, I've been furious.
Oh, fuck it. Anyway, they finally sorted it. It finally went out, right, on March the 1st. I was like, fucking brilliant. And
it took them till March to get their shit together.
Took them till March to get their shit together.
O2, what is going on? It's
ridiculous.
It's literally change
the
on the system.
Just change the date. Ridiculous. Utterly ridiculous. And then none of them made notes about my phone call. So every time I phoned up, it was a fresh new inquiry. I was like,
this isn't a fresh new inquiry.
Just so frustrating. Anyway, I get the money went out on the 1st. On the 3rd, I get a text from O2 saying my bill hasn't been paid and they're going to cut me off in 3 days. So I'm fucking screwing. All right, I'm furious. I'm absolutely fuming. You were there.
Steam coming out of your ears.
You were there, so I was like, right, I'm going to phone him. Mm-hmm. Right, and as you'll see from the screenshots attached, it took me an hour.
You did.
It took me an hour to get through to somebody, to speak to somebody, right? Which, first of all, is fucking outrageous.
It's
fucking outrageous.
Company.
They turn over the profit of $4 billion a year. Right?
Yeah.
And I can't even speak to somebody within an hour. It's fucking absurd.
But didn't he turn around and go, oh, sorry, I worked from home and my internet was down?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
so I finally got on to phone with someone, said my grievances, and they said, brilliant, well, I'll speak to my manager, I'll call you back at 2. Anyway, 3 o'clock comes and he just phoned back and goes, oh, sorry, my internet went down at home. Oh, so you're working from home, are you? Brilliant. So they could hire a million other more sales, customer service from work from home. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's cheap.
So I'm fuming about all of this, right? And it takes me an hour to get through. Matey doesn't fucking call me back. The bill date's been fucked up for the last 4 months. And they're threatening to cut my phone off even though I've paid. Yeah. Right? So I'm fucking tamping. I'm absolutely tamping.
Plus there was another issue though, wasn't there?
The app wasn't working. The app wasn't working.
The recycling part as well.
And the recycling part. Thank you.
Upcycling, recycling.
So I traded my old phone in because I got a new contract in November. I traded my old phone in for £425 of phone credit. Mm-hmm. And that still hadn't gone on the account. It turns out that they use a supplier. The supplier's systems were no longer working with O2, so the supplier couldn't send the cash to O2 to put it on my account. O2 knew nothing about it. The agency knew nothing about it. I fell into this weird gap where...
Where's your phone gone?
Exactly. So I'm down 450 quid. It's an hour to phone up. The guy didn't call me back for another hour after he was meant to. And the bill date issue and the threat to cut my phone off even though I've paid. I mean, it's a clusterfuck of just shite.
How many years?
I've been with them for 15 years, guys. 15 years. 15 years.
Longer than most people's relationships do.
Like, how can you treat a customer like this after 15... I've spent tens of thousands of pounds with them.
Literally.
I've had like 15 phones with them, one a year. Anyway, just fuming, tamping, fuming. And then it turns out I've got £17 to pay due to the billing date issue. £17 was missing or something. So that's what they were chasing me for. So I went on the app to pay for. So after all this, he was like, "You got to pay the £17 off."
Go through the app and do
so
it.
So I turned off, went onto the app, went to click payment, and then they'll get an error 500 error. The payment doesn't fucking work.
The actual app wasn't
So I couldn't even fucking phone that. I couldn't even make the payment that they wanted. That they were threatening to turn up a fucking phone with. So I've had enough. That's it. I've had enough. It's too much. It's too much. And they put the price up by 14%.
Mate, can I just say, I got gift gaff.
Don't even start with your gift gaff.
It's £12 a month, and it does me fucking great. No issues.
Right, I'm going gift gaff then.
No billing issues.
I'm going gift
no
gaff.
Nothing. All you need is a SIM card. They're £1.
O2, if anyone from O2 ever watches this in the future, whatever it may be, you've let me down, right? You've disappointed me. You've angered me. You've upset me.
Oh, what was their offer?
You've taken the oh yeah, and then the last straw was, and this is why he had to phone me back. The last straw was, look, if you want to keep my custom, this is a clusterfuck of shit. This is all on you. This has got nothing to do with me. You can see from the logs I've been fucking really patient here. It's been 4 or 5 months of shite. I'm going to leave, or you can offer me something to stay. I'm going to give you the choice, right? How much does my custom mean to you? How much does 15 years of loyalty mean to you? Are you willing to apologise for all this fuck up and then offer me an incentive to stay? And they said, yeah, absolutely. We're so sorry. Look, I've spoken to my manager. He's agreed to give you £50 call credit.
No.
50.
No.
£50.
No.
For 15 years.
You
50 pounds.
You know your hourly rate of sitting on the phone is more than that.
£50. So I actually laughed. He said £50. I went, what's the real number? And he went £50. And I was like, sorry, because the guy, the Jerry was his name, the guy I was talking to, he seemed quite nice, right? Although I was tamping fuming, we you know, he was nice and polite. You weren't
taking it out on him.
Definitely not. Definitely, I was just listing my grievances. Yeah. So he seemed like a nice kid. We were getting on a bit of banter, and then when he 50 quid, I laughed because I thought he was having a bit of banter. I thought he was going to say, oh, you know, 500 quid, and then he said no, 50 quid. I was like, are you joking, mate? Is that really how much I'm worth? £50 to keep me? I spend £150 with you a month and have done for the last 15 years.
And you can give that's
50 quid.
Not even 1%.
That's the incentive. It's not even 1%, mate. It's fucking absurd. So I said, mate, that's insulting. You've made it worse. I'm going to give you one last chance to make a counter offer. Otherwise, that's it. I'm going to Virgin. I'm going to go to EE. Whatever. It was like, okay, look, don't panic. I talked to my manager. Came back. Do you know what the new revised offer was?
Oh, I didn't hear this one.
£70.
That's not even
20 quid extra.
Yeah, that's nothing.
£20.
Now, if they turn around and said to you, listen, we'll give you £100 call credit and we will not let your bill rise by the 14.
Here's what they should have done, right? Yeah, well, yeah, yes. Good shout. Good shout.
Okay, that's fine.
Here's what they should have done to keep me, right? One, they should have kept accountability and responsibility. That was all their fuck up. Every single one of these things was their fuck up. It wasn't mine. Yeah. So, an apology. First of all, right, Dan, mate, we're really sorry. We dropped the ball here. Look, we're going to make this right.
It takes nothing to just.
We're going to make this right.
Shit, is it?
Absolutely.
No?
And then what they should have then done is given me a month's free bill, so I didn't have to pay for April, for example.
150 quid.
Exactly, just a month free,
and then not put up your bill.
I don't want to give him £1 million. You know, I'm a very reasonable man, but a month's free phone tab. And then potentially maybe like a discount voucher on my next upgrade. Yeah. So to give me an incentive to fucking stay. Which
they can do at any point.
Oh, they can do it at anything, mate.
Can give it to anybody. There was no need to be a dick about it.
Well, this was the annoying thing. It took me an hour to get through to customer service. I was instantly put through to someone at sales.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just fucking fucked. So O2, mate, you're fucking taking the piss. I'm almost positive you've got people leaving you left, right and centre after the way that I've been treated. I no longer give a fuck. You're the worst phone company. You were the best phone company at one point because I was with you for so long, but now you're the worst.
Can I just say as well, you know GiftGaff?
Yeah.
Their provider is O2.
Well, I'm not going with GiftGaff then. I'm not going with GiftGaff.
Yeah, but you
fucking GiftGaff.
£12 a month.
Fucking GiftGaff and fucking O2. Go fuck yourselves. You fucking fucks.
No, GiftGaff are awesome.
No, they're not. They're run by O2 clearly, which means they're probably going to be shit.
They're not. I've never had an issue. In 5 years, I've never had an issue.
I'm calling this. If O2 don't make some drastic changes, I'm calling it. They'll be bankrupt within 5 years. They just won't have the customers. People aren't putting up with it anymore. People are now at a limit. Our insurance has gone up. Our bills have gone up. Our energy has gone up. Our shopping's gone up. Our petrol's gone up. And now phone bills are going up. Go fuck yourself, O2. Go fuck yourself.
Well, they're trying to make us isolated, aren't they? And
I feel much better now.
Do you feel better?
Yeah, I feel much better now.
Nice.
Fucking O2.
I do. I think they're trying to slowly squeeze us so much that we can't afford to do anything but just live.
Yeah, and then what will happen? People will snap. People will then either steal or fight or do something, and then they'll go to jail, and it'll be their fault.
Yeah,
it won't be the government's fault. It won't be the commercial's fault. It won't be, it'll just be their fault. The way this government treats its I don't want to say employees because we're not employees, and treats their people. It's just outrageous.
We pay for the privilege to work.
Just
taxes.
There's so much shit I can't be fucked to get into
Exactly.
it. It's just so much. You seen the Matt Hancock stuff recently? You see the WhatsApp messages he's been sending?
I don't understand. Right, okay.
I
How
quote,
has this man even got into any
he needs to be in prison. He needs to be in prison, first of all. And I quote, this was one of his text messages to his staff. I quote, "We need to make the public shit scared of the next variant." That's the message he sent to his employees.
Mate,
We need to make the public shit scared of the next variant. If that doesn't show you the corruption, the conspiracy, the corruption, if that doesn't show you who is in charge of our country, it's fucking outrageous. And he wouldn't have just said that. No. He would have been told that from Boris.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course. So you've got Andrew Tate who's in prison for voicing an opinion, and then you've got this shithead who's literally shut the country down, made all our bills go sky high, backing us all into a corner.
Because of a fucking flu, because of a cold.
People are committing suicide because they can't afford their bills. Families are breaking down. People are homeless. He's got a lot to fucking answer
a lot to answer for. I have to admit, if I ever saw Matt Hancock or Boris in person, alive.
I don't know.
That would be a tough one to keep my emotions in check.
Tough.
I have to admit, it would be really difficult. That motherfucker. Like I had a breakdown in 2020 when COVID happened. That was when my breakdown. My relationship was falling down anyway, and that didn't help. And I had some addiction issues as well, and that certainly didn't help either. But my business died overnight. I literally went from 45 one-to-one personal clients.
Yeah.
All pay me 50, 60, 70 pound a week. I was earning a good wage. Yeah. And then literally overnight, they all stopped because we went to lockdown. So I went from a decent wage to zero overnight, and at the same time, the landlords evicted us.
Insane.
Utterly fucking insane, right? And that was all due to the government because the flu came over when we already had the fucking seasonal flu, and they went, "Oh my god, this one's deadly." We all saw the images on the news. Yeah. People in China were falling over in the street, dying. They had the hazmats. It looked like an apocalypse, right?
It really was.
Yeah. And then a year later, we find out that it's negligibly more serious than the normal flu that we got. And almost everybody survives it unless you're at high risk. Well, if you're at high risk, you shouldn't be fucking out anyway.
And they vaccinated people. And can I just say, right, I've had the vaccine and I had the top up, right? I was never an ill person until I had it.
Interesting. Controversial.
And Mike is the same. Now, we are so susceptible to any colds, any flus, any bugs. Well, you know yourself, I've had a bug for 7.5 weeks.
Yeah.
I mean...
Still haven't gone to the doctors, have you?
I'm going. I promise you I'm going. I'm gonna go.
The scaremongering, the fear-mongering, it's just absurd. So I've had enough. I'm coming off the grid.
Yeah, what's your opinion, guys? Let us know.
Let us know what you think in the comments. And if you're with the O2, let me know your experience.
Yeah, we want to know because we could put together a right little clip here to actually send to O2.
They won't give a shit, mate. They won't give a shit. They won't give a shit. Do you know what? We'll do it, and we'll just see, just to prove my point. They won't give a shit. I'll put it on my Twitter, my Instagram, my TikTok, and the YouTube, and my Facebook, and we'll just see what comes back. But I guarantee nothing. They don't fucking care.
They don't.
They literally don't care. 50 quid to keep a customer of 15 years. Fucking hell. As
a businessman, if you had someone paying you £150 a month for 15 years, you would do anything.
I'd want to keep them, of course. Yeah, regular cash flow.
They're your bread and butter.
Guaranteed income.
It's your bread and butter.
Fuck them.
Fuck them.
We brought the tone down a bit, gang. Apologies. quick, say something funny. Quick, say something funny.
Shot, bring what you got. We're going all the way to the top. We will hear the sound of 1 million people screaming our names when we're backstage. We'll play loud, surfing the